Spain is not that many girls.
Okay, good evening everybody, and thank you for attending the meeting at Hampshire Town Council. Just a few items. Fire alarm goes off. It is not a drill. Please leave the building by the front door or the exit over there and meet at the front to make sure everybody is out. Thank you. Agenda item 2618. One is to receive apologies for absence. Apologies for Councillor Christoph, Councillor Cynthia Sampson and Councillor Luke Harrison. I would like to propose that we accept those. May I have a seconder? Thank you. All those in favour?
Just to announce, of course, that Councillor Edward Beach has now.
Oh yes, and just to tell you all that Councillor Edward Beach has resigned. So we will.
Did send an email to everybody.
Okay. Agenda item 2618.2 is to know declarations of interest and request for dispensation to discuss or discuss and vote on a matter in which a member or co-opted member has a disclosable pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Does that apply to any councillors here?
No.
Okay, lovely, thank you. The open forum, where a member of the public can discuss anything, which should last over 15 minutes. I'm not going to read it all out, but if anybody would like to say anything, please say so. No? Okay, sorry. That's all right, was fine. Just giving you an opportunity.
Thank you. I'll remember that next time.
Agenda item 2618.4 is to approve and sign the minutes of the Hampshire Town Council meeting of the 9th of June. Does anybody have any problems with those minutes?
No.
None, Chair.
No, okay, then can I propose please we accept those and have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Fogarty. All those in favour? Thank you. Agenda item 2618.5 is to approve the standing order of payments for July and August 26. Does anybody have any issues with the order of payments?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, may I have a proposer and a seconder then, please? Councillor Fogarty and Councillor Royal. All those in favour? Thank you. Agenda item 2618.6 is to approve the order of receipts for June 26. Does anybody have any issues with that? No, may I have a proposer and a seconder then, please? All those in favour? Thank you. Agenda item 2618.7 is to receive a report from the PCSO. We have a report on the assuming that PCSO.
You've got a copy at the bottom of the file.
I have it.
You have it. And I also have this.
Oh, what's this?
This is the actual police website.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure we need to read this out.
Well,
I just have to say that I'm disappointed.
I am, and
Yes,
I've had a conversation
I'm happy.
with Matt Rowbottom, and I invited him down tonight, and he said, depending on his shift pattern, he would attempt to be here. Evidently, he isn't. I also complained about the two PCSOs and said that I was less than impressed by the pair of them. They seemed joined at the hip, sharing a vehicle, doing very little policing in Hamforth. And I said to him, I understood that there'd been police cuts, but when you consider we had a PCSO permanently in Gareth, and then we've now got a pair of female, no disrespect, PCSOs covering Hamforth 1 day out of 12.
Is that what it works out? One day?
Yeah, approximately, yeah. Don't forget to take into their shifts days off, holidays. You know, that could even pan out even more. It could be one day in 2 weeks.
I think the proof of the pudding seems to be over the summer holidays.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Trouble with gangs and youths.
I noticed they cancelled their police surgery in Hamforth Library.
Well, they've put a poster up saying they've got 3 police surgeries on Saturdays in August, September.
Yeah. But the one booked for Hamforth last weekend cancelled.
Yeah.
Did you see Wilmslow Police's post after that? All our PCSOs in the area are hitting it.
What were they doing at Pickmere?
Assisting in people picnicking. As far as I know.
Picnicking in Pickmere.
Picnicking.
Very good, lads.
Personally, I would like to see the council write a letter of concern and objection.
I'll draft something up
that,
in my.
I'm in the village every day,
Just looking
and I
at,
have not seen a PCSO.
yeah, just looking at that graph.
We are just climbing it up.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm concerned about.
Oh, it's gone in there.
When did we lose Gareth?
I think it was,
March?
it was February, wasn't it?
February,
Roughly.
roughly.
February, March, yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's
No,
spiraled
we
in
went up in January.
but look
Then
what
went
it's
up in
done.
March, down in April, and it's gone right up in May.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I do think there's no deterrent in Handforth
Yeah.
now, none
Okay.
whatsoever, and Handforth Dean.
Yeah, people knew Gareth, didn't they?
Yes.
And they could go to him, they could
Yes.
call him, and he
Yes.
would be there, and now
Yes.
we've got
I
no.
mean, for instance, we had
relationship.
a power cut on whatever night it was. I rang 101 to ask whether it was a concern, you know, kind of thing. And he said, what power? He said, first of all, he said, well, where's the water coming from? But I never mentioned water. I
Who
said,
was it?
101, the Cheshire Constabulary. So I said, they mentioned water. I've got no electricity and I just want to know what's happened. He said, well, I don't know. I said, well, why don't you know? He said, well, we're the police. I said, well, not being funny. Aren't you meant to know? He said, well, so you've got no electricity? So I said, yeah. So I said, so he just said, I suggest you ring the electricity company then. I said, I've wronged you. He said, oh, we don't know anything about it. Now I was surprised because at the same time I got a message from the power company because of priority customer to say, you've had a power cut. Yes. And we've informed all the necessary departments, but they didn't know.
No, not police.
So it's hard luck if you ring a lift.
It's just looking at this very briefly, this report, again, it's an absolute load of rubbish, in my opinion. It's just utter dross, you know. The suspicious vehicle on Meriton Road turned out to be a delivery driver. Why do we need to know that?
Where's the arrest at Spa the other day?
Why do we need to know that?
Tim, where's the one that would be significant? The arrest at Spa with 3 police cars, you know.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Nothing
Yeah.
here.
Where's that one?
Nothing here.
Went to the post office and looked what was going on. It was
Yeah.
quite a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Bag-
absolutely. I'm not sure
bag-
what it was, but
Bags stolen from Delamere Road. Theft of AirPods at the gym group. Well, the gym group, that you expect things to go from the gym group on flipping on work by Tesco, because it's a large place. People don't lock the stuff
The
up.
dream
It's going to go. It's going to
It's
get there.
near B&Q. All the way around there. It's not part of us, is it?
Isn't the gym group the one on
it is, yeah.
opposite Tesco?
Well, behind, isn't it? Behind Tesco.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's Martin
Oh,
Garrett.
right. I thought
Yeah.
it was the one near
No,
B&Q.
I think it's it. But you know, it's like I could put something on here. Walking to the train station and I dropped my phone.
Careless.
You know, came back from the pub, lost my wallet.
There's no mention of the
It
balaclava.
It was empty, so I didn't care.
There's no mention of the balaclava face mask
No.
used riding the
Well,
bike.
can I propose that we write a severe letter?
I'll draft something up.
Tim draft something.
Yeah,
I'll make it a little more diplomatic.
you'll tweak it.
Why do we have to ask for that?
Did you say
You can
the
beg
truck
us to
together?
do the letter like I do and any else.
I just seem to get the impression that they're joined at the hip. I
They're
don't
going to waste the manpower.
Well, I just feel that there's two of them that do everything together. When you would expect,
So you've got one person, haven't you, really?
you've got one person in the disguise of two.
Two.
So, sorry, Tim. Why have we got 2 instead of 1 Gareth?
You tell me.
Gareth was made redundant because they had to make police cuts,
Right.
and Gareth, despite his 18 years in the role,
It's amazing.
it was decided probably the best PCSO in Cheshire.
Yeah,
it was decided that he would be made redundant.
And those two cover a big area, it isn't just handfuls.
They have
And-
so
six
you've got
areas.
You've got a share of PCS, haven't you?
and no disrespect, but these pair of clowns have been kept on. And I just don't understand it.
But then it's again, is it like doing what should we do, just making sure?
Well, they can't go if they don't have a car. They don't have a car allocated to them. They can only use a fleet car. Until the fleet cars are out, they haven't got transport, so they can only do Winslow because their department
Should
is
be
in
dropped
Winslow.
off to
They're
have a
based
walk
in
around
Winslow.
that area.
Yeah.
Is that
So
like
they
old
can walk
fashioned
through
policing?
Winslow and get to places like Lacey Green to push, but they can't get up here because they can't catch a bus like the rest of us do. So they don't come up here. They will only come here if someone rings and it's a reportable offence. If you ring because you're concerned about, like Saturday night, had Sweet Caroline at 3 a.m, they're not interested. It's not a reportable offence.
That was because England played.
Fine.
Okay, let's just agree that we all, none of us are happy. You're going to write a
Yeah.
suitable report,
Yeah.
which will be amended by our clerk. And many of mine.
Censored.
And we can move on, please.
But I think we're all of the same similar opinion about it, aren't we?
Yes,
Can you also
absolutely.
put in your letter, it's all right to cancel a surgery, but what's the replacement date,
Yeah.
please?
Okay, 26.18.8 is to appoint a construction design management advisor to assist the town council during the tender process for the refurbishment of the youth centre. The CDM will also act on behalf of the town council once a principal contractor has been appointed. The allocation of the budget for this was agreed under item 26.10.10. This is something we need to put into place because it's kind of moved forward, hasn't it, from where we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, basically, we've had about 12 expressions of interest from various companies. 12 expressions of interest means me spending 2 or 3 hours with each company, showing them around the place, asking them what they want. It's consuming a lot of time. So I spoke to the auditor, I said, do I have to entertain all these people? He says, it's great what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. Your market testing is great because you've got so many different tenders. It's only if the company's interested. And he's surprised. He says it's usually the opposite end of the spectrum. You get one, and that's a choice of one. So, but he said, "Have you not appointed your CDM yet?" Now, I was of the assumption once we appointed the principal contractor, we appointed our CDM because the CDM keeps an eye on the principal contractor on our behalf. But the auditor advised me, he said, no, get him appointed and he can go through all your tenders for you.
Yeah.
He'll know the companies that they use, the subcontractors they use, and say, yeah, they're good, no, they're terrible. Because he works in the industry, and so he'll be able to guide us as to who to choose at the end of the day, if you know what I mean. You don't want 12 almost identical companies, tenders, and you have to choose from them, do you?
Yeah.
No. What you want is a professional to filter that down to say 2 or 3 options.
And where do we get this person from?
And I know a company called Arcadis, that's why you got that in there.
Sorry.
Oh, it's you.
I personally, I think this is absolutely crucial because
Yes.
Ashley does not have time, nor, if I may say
The
so,
expertise.
some of the competency, although it has been through this before. And certainly none of us, well, apart from Tim possibly, have the ability to look through some of these quotes and isolate it. So we really do need a professional so that we know what we're doing and we're spending the residents' money wisely.
I think you'd be expected to have CDM, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm perhaps being finicky here, but why do we need a construction design management advisor? Don't we just need a construction design manager?
No, we need all of it.
We need all of it. It's something called the CDM Regulations 2015, isn't it? I put the information to the agenda back for
He's
you.
an advisor, not a manager.
Yeah,
They're not managing it, they're advising us.
yeah.
And
So-
then when we come to do the refurbishment, they will advise and help along the way. So they are not at this current point a manager.
So they will come along and tell us that they've met all 12, this is your short list.
Yeah.
and then it's up to us.
Yeah, you will go through the process
Yeah.
and so forth and so
He'll
on. and then
separate the wheat from
we
the
will
chaff,
appoint
basically.
somebody
Yeah.
as appropriate.
In his experience, he'll have probably worked with at least
Yeah.
10 of the
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
this work
And
is
so you'll know what
Yeah.
it looks like.
going to happen next summer when we can shut down the youth centre, it's not
Yeah.
being used as much. So we need to get somebody in so that they, I know
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's a July, but before you know it, it'll be Christmas and we'll be into the next year.
Well, if we don't start now, we won't
So
get anyone
this-
booked in for next summer.
This officer then is going to help us choose between the various tenders submitted.
He's going to go through all the tenders and look at them and make sure we are fully aware of everything that's in there. And then potentially, yes, he'll probably point us in the right direction.
And then once the selected construction company has been appointed, does he then sit and watch what they start to do and how they do it?
Effectively, yes, he'll sit in meetings with us and the construction company, monitor how it goes, and at the end of it all, make sure that they've done the job that we have asked
So
them to
he'll
do.
project manage it
He'll
once we
project
fix
manage
it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, any further questions, Councillor Moore?
Can I nitpick? Haven't moved away from a youth centre to community centre yet.
Sort of.
Yeah, it is misleading, I think,
Yes,
youth
actually.
centres.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
It's not called a youth centre.
Community centre.
Quite
I know
right.
it's easy to say.
It is, yes.
But
Okay,
it is
any
misleading,
more
isn't it?
questions from anybody? Okay, can I propose then that we get Ashley to appoint a design management advisor, construction design management advisor, and may I have a seconder?
May I
Oh, go on, sorry, I thought you
ask
finished.
one more question? From where will you choose this guy?
One of the CDMs around Greater Manchester. So he's got to be relatively localish, but he's worked with the local companies.
So there is a pool.
There's a
you can
pool,
easily
there's a pool, yeah.
contact.
Pool, yeah.
Have we got
Yeah.
a figure, by the way, mind you?
The figure is up to £10,000, but that's why we put £250,000 in for this project. And we've said in
That
the,
doesn't sound unreasonable.
yeah, it's not unreasonable,
No.
no, it's not unreasonable. I think we paid a chap about £7,000 10 years ago, so.
And if Ash was to
Money well
do it
spent.
on his own, he could end up spending 10 grand by
Yeah.
making a bad
Just
decision.
making a decision, yeah, so.
Okay, I'm proposing we push this forward. Can I have a seconder, please? All those in favour? Thank you. Okay, agenda item 2689 is to consider the purchase of raised bollards to be installed at the entrance of the Hampel Community and Youth Centre to replace the gate, but make access possible for both users of the community centre and Scout Hut. Allow a budget of up to £2,500. This came from Armed Forces Day when I was on the gate and helping Chris at times and was other things. And I happened to look at the gate and think, that is an absolute monstrosity. It is rusted, broken. The sign that's on there from, I think it's Stagecoach, needs to be replaced. It's dreadful. And worse still, the little, I don't know what you call them, the things that the gate hangs on,
Hinges.
yeah, are not safe. And in fact, I'm going to request that the gate is taken off because I'm frightened that this posing a safety issue. So that was why we put raised bollards in here, but I thought about raised bollards because it was just an alternative to replacing the gate. I'm not sure that bollards would work as well as a gate. My biggest concern is this is a large site and the gate is never closed apart from, you know, like Armed Forces Day when we don't want people to come on to the site. And I would hate to suddenly wake up one morning and go past here and find 30 caravans on the site because it is a big site and we've had travellers here before. In fact, they come regularly to a commercial site. So I'd like to propose that we look at both the gate and both the side gate. We have a proposal to the actual posts are perfect, they're fine, they just want all the paint stripping off them, and we've got a proposal there to do that from somebody. We need to get 2 more 4 gates, and then I just would like people to approve that and understand why I want to protect the community centre. So if anybody's got any questions, please ask.
Are you thinking of an automatic gate or
No, I
where
think that's
someone,
far too expensive.
yeah,
and
someone
well beyond
gets
our
there?
reach.
And would we close it at night or would you?
Yes, that's the plan, that it would be closed at night. The ideal would be that the person who is last here,
Yeah,
and we will know who that is, closes the gate.
and it will just
But I
shut,
have a fallback position of a man who walks the
Dog
dog about
walker.
10 o'clock
Yeah.
every night,
yeah,
who could quite easily come
Have a look.
and lock the gate.
and it'll just
Quite
be
happy.
not a padlock, it just shuts, and when it's shut, it's shut.
Put a
Yeah,
padlock
it
on
will
it.
be padlocked.
Padlock, right,
Because the first person here in the morning is the caretaker. So
Yeah,
there's
so
no
it's
issue
like
with somebody
key,
coming in
yeah.
at 7 o'clock, it's just closing it at
Yeah,
night.
It was
I
like
think automated gates would be.
Oh, I know, they are
way
extortionate,
too
yeah.
far.
the gates on the park just opposite here. When we had the gypsies on there maybe 3 or 4 years ago, they put chains and padlocks on and it's kept them off. So it's just that the gates weren't maintained. They're still rickety and quite rusty, but the padlocks went on them to stop them getting on. So the gate is, I mean, that's going to be a far cheaper option to get the gate repaired, even if
No,
it means.
It can't be repaired, it's just got to be
You've been
replaced.
down apparently.
It's gone past.
Been looked
the
at
sell-by
and
date.
stuff,
I've
yeah.
had some of
Oh, really?
Yeah.
some of the uprights are just rusted through.
Okay, all right.
And it would take many man hours
Yeah, yeah,
to do anything with it. So
Just make a new
the
metal
better
gate.
That was the
option
initial
is
thinking,
to
repair
replace
Yeah.
it.
So quite-
I
quite-
don't think we have.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Sorry.
We're not thinking in terms of raised bars, and we're thinking in terms
Well,
of.
I put that down as an option because I suddenly thought, oh, do you know what, we have bollards, but then I'm thinking, you know what, people often don't see bollards and I have a vision
Flying
of
in.
somebody driving in their car and hitting them. So I think I'd much rather have a gate when I think about it. And I think probably to have the gate would be cheaper than bollards. I don't really, did we get a quote for bollards?
They're expensive. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, very
I
expensive.
think the gate would be better. I
A
think
good
it's
a
more
good
of
whack with a sledgehammer will get rid of a bollard.
Yeah.
So
Are you
So
doing-
that's my current thinking.
Yes, you're right.
Yes,
Anything
It stops the
else?
innocent, not,
Yeah.
not the villains.
yeah.
I'm just dreaming ahead of the day when the garden village comes more into fruition and we get a glorious car park there with a bus turning circle where these gates are to be.
Sorry.
And so on. But it's just, I think
Which town are you living on?
it's just dreaming,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No comment. Okay. Yes,
I don't think we have any choice. If it's unsafe, then we have to replace it. There's no,
Well, it's for sure. I mean, there was.
because if it
opinions
falls
of every
on,
column
if it falls
really
on
bad.
Angela one morning, she's unlocking it, then, you know,
I mean,
You can't do that, yeah.
I tried opening it with Chris on Armed Forces Day, and last year I could open that gate.
yeah,
This year I couldn't do it. It was so heavy,
yeah.
and you had to lift it off the floor. Chris had to do it on his own, and he could barely do it. So it just shows the state of that gate.
Just needs
Because
to be
when it was
oiled
Cheshire
more.
East's responsibility, it was a bit different. But if we get travellers on this site, we're into court orders and all sorts of expensive things.
And then it can be,
Vandalism.
Yeah,
You know,
waste.
I think we ought to try and do our best to
yeah,
protect
it
it.
can be added to the maintenance budget that it's.
Okay, can I have
Really?
those in, please, and can I have a second? And all those in favour? Thank you very much. Agenda item 261810 is to consider the purchase of a multimedia advertising board such as that purchased by Friends of Campbell Station to be bought by the Town Council to advertise its events with a view to installation at Hampton Library up to a maximum of £500. Councillor Small.
Councillors will probably remember that the Friends of Hanford Station was successful in being awarded a grant from this council to buy a device like this, which was then installed in the ticket office of the station in such a way that the face of the display board, like that one there, was directed outwards from the ticket office so that it could be viewed from the station concourse or even people walking up and down Station Road. It's, I think, been an outstanding success in attracting the interest of people in the station. We've used it, for example, to display the artwork of children from local primary schools who were ecstatic to see their work so publicly displayed. We've used it to advertise the history of the station and projects that the Friends of Handball Station have been involved in. So I suggested to Ashley that the town council might like to think of buying such an item to advertise what it's up to. And we thought about where, if that were to be the case, where should it be installed? And we thought about installing it on the in this building somewhere. And we also thought about installing it in Handforth Library. So my wife and I walked up to the library and started to talk to the ladies who were on duty. It didn't include the what's her name? Chloe. Is it Chloe?
Chloe, yeah,
She's the manager of the library, but two of her minions. And they got really excited by the idea. Oh, they said, Handforth is only a tiny library and we haven't got one of these. Wilmslow is a big library and it's got one and we're very envious of that. So they seemed quite keen on the idea. So I said, well, okay, well, if that's the case, if we bought such a device, where could we put it? And the object, of course, is to put it somewhere where there's a high degree of footfall. And the best place in the library for such a device would be in the big window, which is just to the left of the main entrance of the library. And when you examine that site, it looks pretty much ideal because you could mount the device pointing outwards to catch all the footfall coming into the library or just going past the library and into the pharmacy and the health centre and so on. And on top of that, there is a PowerPoint just to the left of that window. So the installation of such a device would be ultra easy, but it would need to be put on top of a table or some kind of plinth for it to be at the right level in the window. So the library are keen on the idea. I think it would be a good way of bringing the activities of this council more into the public eye. It's the luminosity of the image and even movement of the image which catches people's attention.
Is it mobile, Roger? Can we move it elsewhere easily?
Yes, very
Rotate
easily.
it round
Yes,
2 or 3
yes,
sites.
Yes, you could.
Can I ask who would be responsible for putting all the things on there? And
Oh, well, that's a good question, isn't it? And what sort of things should go on? It might not.
Buggy here.
It might not
have we got time?
It might not only be the activity of this council, but activities in the library itself.
Yeah.
And I don't know how skilled the
There's
librarians
an income
are,
here,
but
potentially.
they might.
There's income here, potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not against the idea. I think it's a great idea.
Great
The
idea.
more we advertise the town council, the better. And yeah, it's good footfall there, isn't it?
It is.
You've got, as you say, the chemist and so forth and so on. So I don't see.
I mean, technically, we did the big course out there.
Anybody else want to comment on it?
But
Council.
I don't think the library is the prime location in Handforth.
Where would you suggest?
Well, somewhere like Tesco.
Yeah.
It is more of a prime location in Handforth.
Yes, I agree.
The library.
Would they have it?
Exactly, that's the problem. The library would be persuaded to have it because they want it. My question is, do we need it? I get the train 4 days a week and I've never even seen the thing Roger's talking about because not that I walk around with my head in my
You're
armpit.
too rushed.
No, I'm not. I've been around, but I've never seen anything at Handforth
If
Station.
it's no great cost, then it's another thing. We don't use Facebook sufficiently, perhaps. There
No,
are other things we can do, but it's part of a package, I think.
I just,
Is everybody in favour of it in principle?
What's the costing again? Did you just spot that?
Looking
Oh,
at
£200.
£500.
yeah, they're less than. So that's good.
So up to a maximum of £500. Yes.
Oh,
I'm worried because I don't think the library's going to be there for that long.
So say that one again.
I worry because I don't think the library's going to be there for that long. I think it will close.
Okay.
I do
Library
think,
closes,
But they're in
then
place,
we can
aren't they?
remove
This is-
it, can't we?
yeah, that's what I think
I
we
can
have
think of
to
a shop
put in,
window which is very accessible and very available.
you know?
I believe it.
I don't think we should guess anything that Cheshire is going to do, so, in the interim, the library is there. And even when the library isn't open, it's still
Yeah,
going to be live, isn't it?
The pharmacy or the GPs is similar.
And you've got to
option.
put something on it that's going to stop people
Yes,
so that they go, oh, what's this?
yes,
And just rolling stuff.
yeah.
It's a good point. I think perhaps when they
Something
get
that
notes
catches your
there,
attention. Yeah.
and it imparts useful knowledge, then you might just stop.
I mean,
and have a look
I mean,
what's
I've never seen anything at the station. I get the train 4 days a week, and I've never seen anything at the station. So it's either very badly displayed at the station, or it's not attracting my attention. And to spend money on that is just a waste of money,
Does
in my
anybody have-
opinion.
Well, are you saying that this is a waste of money?
Potentially, yeah.
No?
I'm sure we can find better things to spend the money on.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think the centre of Hanforth needs to know what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows what we're doing unless you're on the internet.
Yeah, but
I
we've got,
really do
we've got
believe
nobody
the
here
parents
again.
are marrying the father.
We've got nobody here. We've got one person here, and she's potentially going to be a
Yeah,
counsellor.
no, but they don't know, that's
Well, why
why,
don't they know?
because they don't know who we are.
But we should put it on Facebook.
Yes,
The
I agree.
people
No,
of
but that's
Hanforth need
not
to
but-
know
Facebook,
what we're
that's
doing.
the thing, isn't it?
Hmm?
Not everybody is on Facebook.
No, but a large
another
amount
one,
of
isn't it?
people are.
You've got to think there's 5 or 6 things we can use.
Yeah.
You need to use them all. This is just another one part of the package.
Yeah.
I think. But some people will
Okay.
watch. Yeah.
Is anybody, apart from Councillor Moore, is anybody else against it in principle?
No.
No. Okay. I think we need to take a vote on this and then perhaps say something along the lines of to review where it's actually located. And it might be that the library is the best place for it, but perhaps just see. if
Well,
there's
that's
anywhere
a,
else.
that's a plan A, isn't it? Try it.
And you need to have a visual of what the visual is going to do and what it's going to state. Before any money gets spent on anything like that, you need to have a media,
A plan. of
a plan,
what you want
a
to do.
media
Yeah,
package
yeah.
that is going to be broadcast
Yeah,
on
I
it.
don't disagree with that at all.
Before any money gets spent
Yeah.
on monitors and stuff. Otherwise, it'll just be a monitor sat in a window with flipping a picture on it that nobody will look at. And
Okay,
Can
well,
I just say something?
can we say that,
So-
can we
so-
alter this
so-
slightly and
so-
say that we'd like, sorry.
Sorry, just as a resident, talking about where it would be located, I think it's a good idea, just to make people aware, but I think, I don't walk past the library.
Right.
Very rarely would I walk past the library, to be honest. So for me, I would say it has to be in a more prominent area, where there's a lot of footfall, whether people are driving past or walking past. But I do think the library is a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more isolated.
Bit niche.
That's just my opinion. 'Cause
I think you're right. That's why probably you move it around
Yeah,
so you catch everybody.
yeah, I
hopefully.
mean, that would be a good idea. I suppose you could try it.
but the first thing, it's got to have something that's going to
Yeah.
grip people.
Yeah.
People want to stop in their tracks and go, oh, what's this? Not just a load of drivel that people just walk past and
Okay,
to
Can we
spend money on
amend-
it needs to
sorry,
be
May I
productive.
just say what the system in the station is? Firstly, I did not speak to the manager of the library, but simply to two of her colleagues.
yes, yeah.
So if the library is to be seriously considered, then the library manager needs to be consulted. But it sounded to me very much as if they would jump at the chance of having it. But I do take the point that maybe there's an area in Hanforth which has a higher footfall. The system on the station is not just a fixed picture on the screen. The station monitor is loaded with a PowerPoint presentation which will give a series of pictures and little bits of text so that the eye is caught by a picture with a minimum amount of text. But it tells the public passing by exactly what's going on at the station or with local primary schools and so on.
Okay. I would like to propose that we change this motion. No, sorry, not change it. I'd like to postpone this. I'd like to have some more detailed plans of what we would put on the board. I think that's a very good point. If we haven't got enough to put on there, how can we, generate that, agree that cost? So I think I'd like to see that, and I think I'd like to look at exactly where it would go. Because we do need, there's no doubt about it, and I think it's a good idea, we do need to raise the profile of the town council.
Absolutely.
And that would be a good thing, that would help. But I think I agree with our resident here that it should be somewhere a bit more central. So I'd like to postpone it, defer it, the word, not postpone, defer it.
Yeah.
I'd like to defer it, and maybe we can come up with those kind of things and bring it back in September, because we will not be meeting in August, so that will give us plenty of time to get some stuff together. So I'm going to propose we defer it. Can I have a seconder? And can we vote on the deferral, please? Yes, it's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, agenda item 26, 8 and 11 is for all HTC members to consider any projects which they might wish to undertake in the next financial year. These to be approved at the September HTC meeting with a view to inclusion in the